Happy New Year. Welcome to Build in Public number 3. My name is Spence C, and I am going to be building a business in public. I'm building this YouTube channel, and we're building my music business, consulting business, and other businesses as we go. I'll be expanding. And I'm doing these daily videos to keep me accountable. That is it. And I'm trying to be as consistent as I can in 2025 and beyond. It's January the 1st. I hope you're well. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve, and I hope you're ready to hit 2025 with everything you've got. And drop in the comments down below, what is your resolution for 2025? I'm not a huge fan of New Year's resolutions. I think you can make resolutions and goals any time of the day, any time of the year. Don't have to wait till New Year, but I know everyone likes to do it. So what's your main intention for 2025? As I said, mine is consistency. So this is just one of the many things I'm trying to do every day to get my message out there, to build a personal brand, and to, more importantly, keep me consistent. Now, if you've been watching already, you'll know that hydration is very important. Without hydration, then the body isn't at full capacity. And so it's very important to get enough water. So this is 740 ml, not quite a litre, but obviously we're drinking more throughout the day, but this is a good start. But it is actually 1:30 p.m. California time. Anyway, this is first, I have drunk more water today, but this is the first one I'll do for this. This is the first one out of the bottle I've done. Here we go. I can't do it all in one. I've got a blocked nose. And it's cold. Almost there. So, hydrated, let's get started. So the theme of today's video is don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, if you are a music person, if you're a musician, an artist, if you've got a music related business, then this is for you. I can talk to you about this because you might be interested. So I can prove to you that the music industry is fake, completely and utterly fake. So here's how it really works. But first of all, let me ask you something. What is your big dream? I've already asked you what your intention is, but what's your big dream for your music? Is it maybe to get a feature in Rolling Stone? Is it maybe topping the iTunes charts? Or maybe it's getting a silver YouTube button. Maybe that's one of mine. Well, maybe getting in Forbes magazine. Maybe that's one of your goals. I don't know. But guess what? If you give me enough cash, I can buy those for you, guaranteed. Now, you think I'm lying? I'm not. I'm going to prove it to you as we go through this video. If you watch till the end, I'll tell you how you can do this for yourself if you have the money and if you're ready. So, no bullshit, I can do this for you. And I know the contacts, I know the numbers, and I will share them with you if you watch till the end. So if you, for example, if you wanted to get in Rolling Stone, at the moment, that's probably around $10,000 to $15,000. If you want to get in iTunes, you could get on that for $18,000. Chart placements, PR lists, it's all up for grabs. It's all up for sale. So the artists you admire, the big artists, Taylor Swift, I don't know, Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, I don't know, I'm just coming off the top of my head. A lot of these, they pay for the exposure to get where they are. They pay for the streams, not just them, but their record company, promotions company will pay for them to get into these slots, front page of Rolling Stone, getting the Forbes magazine, for example, getting iTunes, getting so many streams. It's all bought and paid for. It's a game and it is rigged. Now, the industry, the people at the top, they're not grinding every day, putting out content. They've got people to help them skip to the top. So they're playing a different game and it's stacked in their favor. So stop trying to emulate them. You know, for example, platforms like this, like Spotify, like YouTube or Spotify, once you get to a certain point, the algorithm and the company will start to boost you even more. They will favor you because you're bringing more eyeballs and ear holes to their platform. And so they start to push you to more and more people. That's how it works, right? But you've got to initially got to spend the time and spend the money to get noticed. Now, have you noticed with a lot of social media platforms that the reach is getting a lot less? I mean, even TikTok started off pretty good organic reach, but then what happens is over time the reach gets less and less, and you know why? You guessed it, because at a certain point then you need to start to pay to get the same reach that you used to do. Remember the good old days of Facebook, where you could, everybody on your friends list, when you posted something, everybody would see it. Nowadays, you're lucky if 20% get to see it. So this is how it works. It's the drug dealer method. They give you a little taste, they get you hooked, and then they start saying, right, you got to pay. But here's the big truth. Now, I've just told you, I can, if you give me enough money, I can get you top of the iTunes charts. I can get you in Forbes magazine. I can get you in Rolling Stone magazine, get you in certain radio placements. It's not that difficult. And I'll show you how you can do it too. But let me ask you this. Even if you gave me that money and I did that for you, most of you watching this, if you're an artist, you're probably not in the right position to then capitalize on that exposure. And what I mean by that is, you haven't got enough in your catalog. You haven't got enough content for someone to go, oh, I like this. What's the first thing you do when you find a new artist? You go on the Spotify and you go through all their stuff and you start listening to all of it. And you go into their videos and you go into the back catalog and you start listening to everything. It's the same with someone on YouTube. For example, you go onto the YouTube, you like what they do, you might subscribe. By the way, like, subscribe, comment. You might subscribe to them and then go into their videos and watch more. And what if you really liked what they're doing, but they've only got 2 videos? Well, even if you really, really like them, there's not much to go on, is there? Your interest is going to slowly or very quickly shift onto the next one. Somebody who's got a lot of content, maybe they've got books out, maybe they've got loads of videos, they've got loads of tracks out, they've got podcasts, they've got all kinds of stuff. Now, the guy called Daniel Priestley, he's a great guy. If you check out his book, I forgot what it's called now, but it's Oversubscribed, that's it. One of his books. And he talks about this and says, if you as an artist, if you can't binge their stuff for a few hours, then you're not going to last. So what I'm basically saying is, you can jump to the top of the queue, you can push to the front of the queue with some money, you can get in the door with money, you can get you into high profile positions. But then once you're there, what's going to happen? If you haven't got the catalog, if you're not ready as an artist, if you haven't got the live show, for example, if you're not ready to go at a moment's notice, if you haven't got lots of content already, then your 15 minutes of fame is going to be more like 15 seconds. So what should you do in this situation? So my suggestion to you as a music business consultant is to say, the first thing, and it's something you already know, and I'm going to say this and you're going to go, oh, I thought it was something more exciting, something to get me, a quick hook and a quick fix. Sorry, I've just said it doesn't work. Even if you could pay me, it's not going to make a difference if you're not ready. So build your craft, your sound, and your story. Your story is so important. And it's important to dial in your story because it's unique to you. It is it's the only thing you've got going for you at the moment is your unique story. So lean into that unique story and really tell that story at every opportunity. Get people empathizing and sympathizing with you. Get them connected to you as a real human being, as a real person, and they'll buy into your music and they'll join you on your journey. So your story is so important. Get that dialed in first. And then your sound, and don't try and jump on trends, because by the time you've jumped on a trend, by the time you've got notice for that, the trend's moved on. So all these quick hacks and stuff don't really work. Focus on your own sound, your own story, and stay true to that, because you will find people who follow you. So play local gigs as much as possible. Build up your local following first is very important. People want to go global to start with. And some people do, and they're anomalies. But my suggestion to you is to start local. And if you can start selling out live venues locally, then it's like a snowball, and people nationally will then be interested in you. But if you're trying to blow up, if you live in London and you're trying to be big in New York, it's not really going to work if you haven't already built up a big fan base where you are. And then do the art, focus on your art and not on the metrics. So people are obsessed with likes and follows and subscribes. And whilst that is important, I'm not saying ignore that completely, because it is an important metric to measure your progress and to measure your success and see what's working. You definitely have one eye on that, but don't be obsessed with that. Don't have that first. The art should come first. Your art, your story, your sound, and your art should all come first, and focus in on those. The rest of the stuff, the metrics and the likes and the follows and all that kind of stuff, will follow. It will come once you've got all the rest of it dialed in. And then when you create enough content and you've got that unique sound and you've got your story and people are starting to follow you, then things can happen. And then at a later date, when you've got a bit of a following, when you can sell out 500 capacity venues in your hometown, when you can sell merchandise, when you've got a bit of a buzz going for yourself, when people are starting to knock on your door, managers are starting to show interest, record labels are starting to give you show interest, that's when you know something's happening. That's an indicator. That's not an indicator to sell out and to say, okay, you take over now. That's an indicator to say what you're doing is working. There's a market for what you're doing, that you've got a potential, you've got a future in this. And then that's the time you might want to start putting a bit of money into more PR, into getting yourself into more higher profile positions. That's the time when you want to invest in that, not at the beginning when you've got nothing. I hope that makes sense. So if you got any value out of this at all, please drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Any comments, any experiences you've had with this, any kind of, maybe you've invested in some PR and it's gone wrong, or maybe you've invested in some PR and it's gone right. I'm happy to be proved wrong as well. So if you want to work with me as well, the link is down below, and I'll show you the link to where you can actually get links to, if you are in a position, you're watching this going, yeah, I can sell out 500 capacity venues. I've got a lot of music. I'm getting, loads of streams. I'm selling merchandise. I'm at that level. I'm ready to go to the next level. Then I'll show you this link that can show you these places where you can actually buy these kind of placements. Okay. Hope all that makes sense. And so, like I say, don't hate the player, hate the game. The game is rigged. The people at the top are playing a very different game to you. Record labels, for example, they will spend on average $100,000 to $200,000 or pounds on a new artist to break them, to get them on enough radio and enough exposure to start to get some return back. Now, they do that with a lot of artists, and only 1 out of every 10 gets the, they get enough ROI back to make it worthwhile. The other 9, they make a loss on it. And the guarantee in that 1 makes enough to cover all the losses. So if record labels, with their systems and all their contacts and all their experience, if they can't get it right every time, then what makes you think you're going to hit it just because you've spent a bit of money on PR, right? You've got to think about it like that. Build organically, then drop some money on it once you're in a position, once you're getting that feedback to say, yes, we want more, then start to invest money into PR. Until then, invest money in yourself, in your art, and invest money in your own guidance. So, for example, consultancies, coaching, all that kind of stuff can really help accelerate your progress in your career as an artist. So, as I said, all my links are down below. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you again tomorrow. I've gone slightly over today because I had a lot more to say about this subject. And so join me on my journey as I'm building in public. I will see you tomorrow. Happy New Year.